Who is it?
Hey,
Vinny!
dude, are you there?
Hey, what's
Yeah,
up,
I'm
my
here,
brother?
man.
How are you,
Dude, I don't
man?
have a scary story, man.
I'm gonna have pretty much a heart attack. I'm like having a heart attack, but I can't scream or anything. Basically, laying on the floor, panicking.
Oh!
No, you weren't. You weren't.
Oh!
You built the place. I haven't seen the Hopi in thousands of years. Don't make fun of my people. Period.
Sorry,
I'll pull out
grandfather.
your ass and cut you up into little bitty bits.
Facebook page down because people said Richie from Boston's gay. He's gay. I'm gay. I'm a gay man.
And I mean, yeah, I mean, you can prosecute me for that if you'd like. That's
No,
fine.
it's not why I'm doing that. I'm just
Well,
saying there's a lot
But
of...
that is what you did.
Bigelow started buying websites, including one in British Columbia, Canada. So all of a sudden, this kind of triggered Brian Vike.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins here. We've got a special report for you. We've got a few UFO videos that we want to share with you.
Welcome back, everybody. Blake Cousins, along with Orlando Smith and Brent Cousins, we're going to be going over incredible imagery.
Third phase of moon. Third phase of moon.
Ten, nine, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh yeah.
All right, all right, all right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. I'm your host, Rish Juju, and it is Tuesday. It is June 23rd, I believe it is. And we are live. Yeah, live. A little bit. I want to thank you all for hanging out today as we will be talking about the typical daily news. I've got sightings, UFO news, that is, and the possibility that Vladimir Putin was killed today, dead in a Ukrainian attack. I know it's not that type of show, but it is, Putin. Hold on. I had to take that. My daily dose of pain relief. Glad you could be here. Yeah, there's rumors going around and it says it's confirmed. This shirt, I don't know about this shirt. That Putin was killed in a Ukrainian attack. I don't know. I'll have to look a little closer. I've got the story, pulled up so we could talk about it for a moment. Some UFO sightings. A man who, well, I say man, Brandon Fugel from Skinwalker Cache. Apparently, they've captured something on video. I'm going to show you that. Let me plug in my phone. as I am down to 17%. You let your phone die down, under 20, and then you charge it. It makes the battery last longer. Can't speak. Yeah. Uh-oh. I'm having microphone issues. I messed with this microphone, did everything I could to make all these weird clicks and noises go away. Did it. Turn on the computer to come do the show. It's worse than it's ever been. I hear and me in my ear. So, trying to battle that at the same time and fix it. Come on. And Flash for fantasy. Well, it's a nice day for a white wedding. Wow! Billy Idol, where is everybody? Still got this neck thing. Gosh dang it. I predict in about 4 days it'll be nearly gone. Every day it's about 10% better. Gosh dang it, do. I thought I got it all out before the show, and then I sit down, I get all prepared, the microphone's on the schwitz, my neck is gone bitty gong. It's Calgon, take me away. And we've only got a few people here. We're going to wait. We'll wait for everybody. All right, I'm done. Remember this from yesterday? I still find that fascinating to me. Rich. It's really bizarre. Got a few weird sightings to go over. Some interviews with people. Apparently, there's a James Keenan of Skinwalker Ranch said he has a terrifying story about the night the ranch literally followed him home and horrified his wife. Yeah. I mean, these people, they don't know real fear from the other side. They all talk. All of them talk, but none of them ever have any evidence. Right? I have a hitchhiker. He came over to our house, horrified my wife. Where's the evidence? Look, it's hard to get evidence. It is. But these people make such awesome claims and never ever come up with one shred of evidence. Never. Never gonna get it. Never gonna be it. Never gonna get it. Come on. I hate this. But anyway, thanks for hanging out tonight. Who's here? I got Metalhead. How you doing, Chief? Cindy Krause here. How you doing? Colin Collins here. How you doing? Brian Yurts, everybody. Brian Yurts. Juge Age. SoCal Squatcha. How you doing, man? Yeah, the hitchhiker effect. What do I call it? Hitch effect? Did I say it wrong? I might have said it wrong. Hey, Paris, how you doing? Paris Diamond. Skybird! What do you say? How do you bees? Just let me work it for a minute. I'll be fine. In the old days, I used to have my my girlfriends walk on my back, crack the back and all that. Where are those feet when you need them? You know what I mean? No feet. Don't really need feet, but Dinkum. Dinkamazi. How do you do there? UFO 91_1. What do you say? How do you bees? Helicity. How do you do's? Good to see you. Teresa Pulio. Good to see you, TP. Slow crying. How's it going? Or is it slow Sharon? 2. Good to see you. Your mother's got 10 hippos. And all of them produce. I've been rubbing my neck so much that the skin is now raw, like a hickey. Yeah, and it's hard for me. What's hurting is the actual skin being ripped off. Actually, it was from the massager that I used at the gym. They got those $2,000, $3,000 massage chairs. Wow. But it can never get it just the way I need it. So I got to turn myself in the chair and then all right, let's get started. I got a little bit of the pain out. In about 10 minutes, I'll start feeling better. The ibuprofen will really help. I need to get real pain pills. I forgot to get them from my mother. She's got the good stuff over there. You know, what do they call it? You know, the good stuff, the prescription stuff. I'm so glad I was never addicted to that shit. I could have been. Oh, the light hurts my eyes. I got a headache too. It's a nightmare. I'm gonna fight through it though. Again. All right, enough talk. Glad you could be here. If I didn't say your name, it doesn't mean I don't love you. We got a lot of show to do, but that's true. Hey, Magnolia. V12, what do you say? How do you bees? Good to see you. Don't want to forget you. Yeah, no, not a Percocet. Something like that. She's got the other one. Percocet. What's the other one that everybody takes? Oh, there we go. I got it. What I do is I put my hand in behind my knee, and then I close my hand inside the back of my knee, and then I pull it. Yeah. Yesterday I did that, and there was this huge pop in my shoulder, and it felt like there was it was a warmness that flowed down my arm, and it felt so good. And then I did a set of flies on this machine, and it popped back into the pain. I just can't win. This is what happens when you turn 48. I don't know what 50 is going to be like, but I'll definitely tell you. All right. The hitchhiker effect. Just to warm you up, let's play this silliness. Now, I just played you a clip that happened at my house. The EVP I shared yesterday, I just played it. That's some real stuff. This is what I want from these people. The real McCoy. We don't get it.
Or
whoops.
Has anybody you worked with?
Yeah, hold on.
The hitchhiker effect or any negative effects, or has anybody you worked with?
Yeah, so good question. So I haven't personally experienced the hitchhiker effect. However, apparently I brought it home and my wife experienced it.
Whoa.
So a couple days after coming back from Skinwalker Ranch, she had an episode in bed where apparently I was waking her up and being pretty vicious about it. And she turned over and she got all pissed off at me. And she was like, cut it out. I'm going back to bed. And she realized when she turned over that she could see me through me. So what was shaking her appeared to be me, but it wasn't fully, like it didn't have a full facial effect or whatever feature, and she could see me through it. So then she was horrified to move the rest of the night and then told me what occurred. So that is, I guess, what would be considered the hitchhiker effect.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, she allows me to tell that story. There's a couple other individuals that have had something occur like that, but I don't want to get into their story without their permission. So I know of 3 occurrences of the hitchhiker effect.
You know how stupid that sounds? All right, something just turned on. Here we go again. Do you know how silly that sounds? I know 3 other instances, but I don't want to tell their story without their permission. So why bring it up? You just want to let us know there's other people out there. Oh. So tell the story without telling us who it is. These people are shimonides, you know what I mean? All right. Let's just jump right into this. Straight in. No hesitation. Sarah Graham. You know who that is? You'll see in a minute. She claims she's interacted with non-human intelligence in public. 22 years been in this field. Some of you who are here have been in it 40. We've never seen this stuff. Makes me angry, I tell you. You can't tell because I hide it very well. See, this is what bothers me. This is what kills me. This is why the thumbnail says, how can we trust these people? Is that what I put? I don't remember. I changed it 3 times. How do we trust anybody? She's from the UAP task force. See? That right there tells you she's part of the narrative that's selling the bullshit story. Former UAP task force analyst Sarah Gam, she stated, I have met NHI in public, and there is a place where it is known where they are present. She's an elite intelligence professional with a background spanning the NGA, NASA, NOAA, and ODNI. She specialized in nuclear risk analysis, aerospace and satellite tech before her work with the UAP task force. So she's in deep with the government. She claims to have encountered humanoid beings walking among us in Washington. They blend in using disguises, but their eyes and distinct energy give them away. Her contacts confirm NHI are living undetected in specific U.S. locations. Wait a minute. She just said their eyes and energy give them away. It's so stupid. They contradict themselves in the same sentence. Yeah, this is killing me, guys. I don't know how this just got so bad. All right, listen to her. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth.
This feels like a historic moment for UAP disclosure, Sarah. What do you think comes next?
In my professional experience, yes, there is definitely NHI, non-human intelligence, that has visited here for many decades. And in a personal capacity, I have also had encounters in public where I have met NHI as well. So there are definitely things that the government is going to have to come clean on soon.
You met NHI in public. Can you please explain more?
Yeah, there was a space where it is known for NHI to be present. They do look kind of similar to humans, but there's quite a few.
You know what that space is, guys? Starbucks. Yeah, you see what I did there? It is.
Around in the area here in the DC metro area where some NHI show up.
So what you're implying is that these not NHIs look very human. They could walk among us and we may not notice.
Correct. I first noticed the energy of the entity walking in before I even knew who they were or anything. I felt the energy first, and then I looked at what my body was reacting to.
What was that energy like when you encountered this NHI?
My first thought, it was a hybrid, so it was part human, part NHI. I feel like my body kind of got rigid because it didn't know how to react. It didn't know what it was encountering because that really hasn't happened before in public. It definitely had a very different body shape, body form, like all kinds of, and the eyes changed. It was very interesting.
Wow. We are living in the age of disclosure. What comes next?
No, we're not, you tard. Such horse shit. Her body became rigid. She knew it. Dude, you know what? Maybe that's why I think I'm an empath. I'm feeling all the aliens around. No, I don't know what to think, really. I really don't. She's a very good liar if she's lying, because I definitely was looking at her body language, and she did have some issues, but it's almost as if more of a nervous energy with her than anything. I don't like it. She was good, though. Good to watch. So, all right. So here's another person, Josh from Polarity, recently shared a very strange and mind-blowing encounter. Listen to this. Everybody's now coming out with their encounters. Have you noticed? Podcasters, TV people, movie stars. It's amazing. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. That's why it's bullshit.
A really strange experience just the other day, which was very odd. So this was less than a week ago. I took my dog out for a walk in the evening. Sun was setting, so you're starting to see like a few stars out. You're starting to get like that kind of visibility, but it was still light. And I was just throwing my ball, the tennis ball for my dog at the park. And given like what we've learned from Jake Barber recently and like the Skywatch, and I've got a bit of experience with like meditation, and I've done some of the gateway tapes and stuff like that. I just thought, let's just give it a go. Like obviously since it came out, I'd always thought, I would like to try that one day. But I wasn't rushing out to go and try and summon UFOs, Anyway, so I was just sitting on this park bench and just kind of like closed my eyes, and I wasn't really meditating really. I was just kind of like focusing and just kind of thinking in my head, like kind of like, an open invite for if anything wanted to show itself, or any, just like an open invite really. And open my eyes, look up, nothing. And, that's cool, whatever. I wasn't really expecting anything. Threw the ball for my dog like another 2 times. So this is probably like less than 2 minutes later. And I just threw it and just like looked up again, because we always look up. And there was an orangey white light, pretty much, not directly above my head, but like just to my left.
I thought there would be more than that. Oh, yeah, we had a couple of super chats I want to throw up there for you. Thank you. Happy 2026. Again, a continuing supporter of Goof On with a $5 super chat. Thank you. With the LOL. Appreciate you. That is what I consider a super dono, a donation with no comment or any emojis really, but pure love. Appreciate that. And Paris Diamant with an actual super chat. $5. Thank you very much. All of the cameras and surveillance and no evidence-based proof. Nope. Nope. Can't have it. Can't. If it's, you see, you want to know why? Thank you for the $5. You're a continuing supporter of Goof On. Appreciate that. You want to know why? Because anything that comes from the public, like, because that would be a public surveillance camera and all that, businesses, street lights, buildings, and all that stuff. They're everywhere now. The media, of course, has been told not to go forward posting that stuff. Only the government stuff is what they're sticking to. I don't know if it's an unwritten law with the media that they only talk to government, civilians, you know what I mean? Because maybe they feel it's a more credible story than coming from me or you or anybody else. On the contrary, it's now the opposite, in my opinion. I don't see how they can survive anything. Like, if Trump is going to do the announcement or whatever on July 8th, if he does that and nothing happens or it's underwhelming, will you trust anything these people say from here on out? Would you trust Tim Burchett, Anna Paulina Luna? Huh? Rubio, would you trust those people in Congress, in the government? Or would you trust David Grush? Would you trust him? Or Eleganzo? I'll even do you one better. Would you trust Greer? Corbell? Who are you going to trust? In this order, we shouldn't trust these people. Corbell, Greer, Eleganzo, Burchett, Luna. See, my friends know I do a show now, but they want to call me anyway. I don't get it. How do you not know that it's showtime for the last 6 years? Oh, I just don't understand why they do it to me. Yeah, he hung up. I guess he heard. I don't understand why they call. Just text me. Texting is nice. Always text. I'm pulling the Corbell card. You don't call me. You text me. Remember that? You guys. Hey, Dorothy. What's up, Triple C? What's up, everybody? Yeah, I found a way to stop the pain. I'm just pushing in on it. Didn't stop it, but it's taking the main edge off right now. Or else I almost ended the show. The pain was so bad. It just started. Like, I was fine. I was watching TV. I was getting the show prepared with some new stuff. I come in here, the show starts, agony. Agony. Couldn't believe it. So do we trust these people if we don't get the disclosure? And would we continue trusting them? No, but we'll have to listen, won't we? Because that's it. That is all we have. You know? Hey, Dorothy, thank you for the $2 super chat. What do you say? We who keep showing up believe you, Rich. I know, you would have to. Or you don't. Right? You're here to hear my version of things. I don't know anybody else on the internet in ufology who talks like I do about the UFO world. I know there are people out there who similar, you know, but they won't show their true colors. They'll play it safe because they don't want enemies. I want enemies. You know why? Because if they become my enemy, I'm right. I am 100% right. And I don't want to be friends with Lou Eliganzo. That's why I talk the biggest shit about him. I don't like him as a person in ufology. I don't know him personally, but I don't need to see what I know. Dirty. Thanks, Dorothy. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for believing in me. I know you do. For the most part. I mean, I don't want you guys to believe everything I say, although it would be nice. And I don't see why you wouldn't, because I haven't been wrong about anything over the years. What have I been wrong about? What have I been wrong about? Not one thing. Not a damn thing. Every time I'm right, when they say that something's going to happen, I tell you how it's going to happen pretty much, and it happens that way. Oh, yeah. Remember with the congressional hearings? I said, we're not going to get any evidence. Remember that first one? And they showed us that clip, and they couldn't get it to work for 8 minutes. And then when they got it to work, it was a beep. That was it. Beep. Woo. Now where are we? Where are we? Where have we progressed over the last few years as far as whistleblowers and evidence? We haven't heard anything new. Jake Barber had the best story out of everybody. Maybe Nusatelli. He was pretty cool. I liked him. But other than that, those stories are unprovable. And Jake Barber could be telling the truth, but he doesn't have any evidence to back it up. But I'll tell you why I don't believe him now. I mean, soon after. Because when he said he can summon UFOs and shit, he can summon shit. Yeah, I haven't seen any evidence for that. He did say it. He's a summoner. He's connected. Now what happened to him? He's fallen off. Nobody hears from him. Where is he? Not in the limelight. You know, for those of us who aren't the biggest Corbell fans, you have to give the guy credit. You really do. He is diligent. However, Corbell's part of it. He is part of the narrative, and he is being used. See, if he's not being used the way I think he's being used, and the way he questioned it in Sleeping Dogs, then he's part of the actor system in this UFO movement, disclosure movement. He would be an actor. So if he's not an actor, and the emotions that we saw in Sleeping Dog are genuine, I felt they were. I mean, he brought his mom in the movie, for cripe's sakes, you know? I mean, my mom is not going to act for me. Act like you really care about me. She goes, I do care. Well, act like you care more. You know, she's not going to do that. It did bring some sort of validity to Corbell, but I think he's being played. And the reason he doesn't discontinue his relationship with the people who are giving him the bad evidence, because he's hopeful when the time comes, they will give him the smoking gun. Because he would have proven he's trustworthy and he can keep a secret. and do what they ask of him. That's what Corbell's doing, and that's why Knapp is there, to make sure Corbell stays in line, doesn't do some stupid shit, say the wrong thing. He is the voice of reason for Corbell. If that's not obvious, I don't know what is. Because that's how I see it. And he is his mentor and a friend. If you haven't seen the movie, they explain how they met and everything. It's pretty cool. Corbell doesn't give up. He's very diligent. He's very, very good at what he does. He's a good talker. He's sincere. Unfortunately, he looks like crap when he comes out and the videos are all bullshit. That's the one thing that hurts him. Plus, we've heard rumors about him, how he's, kind of a stuck-up little brat. But if you watch Smoking Gun, you learn a lot about him. He was pretty much a loner. I can relate to that. He felt different than other people. I can relate to that. A lot of you can too. Felt like, you're meant for something. I felt like that too. Still do. I still do. I still don't know what's in store for me, but I got a feeling that everything that I've been doing the last 2 decades is preparing me for something that's about to happen for me. And I hope I matured enough to be in a position to handle whatever is thrown my way, whatever opportunities knock at my door. And I hope it does have to do with the UFO disclosure element. I really do. I feel I have some excellent evidence that I can't wait to show you. I know, what are you waiting for? Look, I've got to be in the right state of mind to do this with my evidence, and I haven't been. I've been sick for a couple of years, and it sucked. And I'm finally getting back to being me. So, things are starting to move again. I'm feeling comfortable and confident that whatever's in store for me is about to happen. It's weird, isn't it? You ever feel that way? We all get that feeling something's going to happen. I feel something's about to happen. I really do. I really do. All right, so let's get to some other things here. At the end of the show, I'm going to show you a really cool video. I won't tell you what it is yet, but it's nothing to do with UFOs. So, okay, there's going to be Anna Paluna says there's going to be another drop. There will be another file drop in the next week. So any day till a week. And we've been told, listen to this. We've been told these are interdimensional, not extraterrestrial. So what does that mean? It would make sense for a lot of things. God dang it. It would make sense. Hold on, guys. Gosh, frickin' A. Hold on. Okay. She says interdimensional, not ET. So what does that mean? It means they're not extraterrestrial. Why can't they be both? Okay, so they're interdimensional humans? What about the 4 food group aliens? The tall whites? The grays? Who are the other ones? The reptilioids. What is the fourth one? Mantis? I don't know. I always forget that last one. So what are they? Humans from the future, from the past, or the voice, the EVP I captured? Is that interdimensional? Is that why we get EVPs? Huh. So why are people saying they see grays then? What is that? Right? I don't, guys, Anna Paulina Lunatic said it. It just doesn't seem right to me. It's weird. Weird. Let me see something here. Oh, this is a sighting. Yeah, I'll show this to you later. Let me put the sightings aside for now. All right. All right. So, Avi Loeb, guys. You've seen him. You know who he is. This guy has absolutely my opinion, in my opinion, Avi Loeb is a Harvard professor. We know that. But in my opinion, he has no business being in ufology. He makes this claim that there are Nordic aliens. See? See what I mean? Are they interdimensional? Or are they Nordic interdimensional? You know? Listen.
So that's a very interesting question. It brings up our origin, into focus. We maybe in the future we'll figure it out. We'll realize that we are here because of some interstellar gardener. But it also asks the question of what will we encounter, and that's why I think we should not be too affected by the script of Spielberg's film. He shows images of aliens, but I'm not sure. Now, with respect to specifically Nordics, if I don't know if the U.S. government has bodies, but it may well be that if we're dealing with human-made technologies that were retrieved, there would be different ethnic origins for the pilots, and they refer to it with code names, and one was Nordics. I just haven't seen any direct evidence to indicate these types of aliens are in possession. And I told my colleague at Harvard, Professor Stein Jacobson, who helped me analyze the materials we retrieved from the Pacific Ocean. He's originally from Norway, and he did a DNA test, and he realized that he is a descendant of the Vikings, and he's very proud of that. So I told him, I will defend your ancestry. I will defend it against those who claim that you are extraterrestrial.
So, I don't know, some of you know this about the term Nordic. But it was the 1950s by early contactees like George Adamski, who claimed to meet the beautiful long-haired Venusian people. What was it, an Orthon? The term Nordic was not actually used to describe them at that time, though. It was through the 50s and 70s that witnesses and researchers referred to these beings as space brothers, Venusians, or blonde humanoids. It was 1980s the term Nordics was formally coined and popularized within the UFO community. So it's new. Venusians, blondes, I mean, come on, man. It's what distinguished them from being grays or the reptilioids, as I like to call them. It's crazy, isn't it? You thought that term Nordic was around for a long time, but it wasn't. And I looked it up. So, I don't know if that means anything, that coining the term Nordic, but they didn't call them Nordics way back when. That's my point. Avi Loeb has no idea what he's talking about. None of us do. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm only repeating things that I've read, known, and researched. But do I know the actual truth? No. I know you don't, because if I did, you would too. And guess who doesn't know the truth? Anna Paulina Luna, Tim Burchett, Rubio, Eleganzo, Grush. They don't know shit. I'm going to even go one step further. Bob Lazar. He doesn't know shit. So what? He saw something, maybe. He worked on a UFO. Maybe. Doesn't mean it was alien. Well, they had really small seats, and there really weren't any seats in there. It's just kind of like little scoops, like a shoehorn or an ice cream scoop. No, I put that in there. You didn't say that, but God. So you get these people like an Avi Loeb making these claims that, the Nordics, the humilioids. That's what we are. We're humilioids. We're humanoids that we're humiliating ourselves by making everything part of ufology, part of disclosure. Everything. You now have it all. I said this yesterday. From demons to interdimensional beings to the 4 food group aliens to nothing. I mean, we've got nothing. And then Eleganzo comes out now, trying to scare us into believing that the whistleblowers are still being killed. They're just being killed. They're just killed for not saying anything? What have they said? What have they said? Did that sound right? What did they say that would get them killed? Nothing. But they're dying.
I can't go beyond that, but at least I can talk about that. And in the book, I talk about, yes, that the government is in possession of material, exotic material that doesn't look like it's made by us.
Has there ever been anyone sent to jail? Because
did you hear what he said? Exotic material that doesn't look like it's made by us. Now, if he would have said, we have exotic material that's not made by us, now we've got a different story. But he said it doesn't look like it's made by us, which means it could be made by us, and we just never seen it. That's what makes it exotic, you ball bag.
They've spoken about this subject matter.
Worse. And that story has yet to be told. Yes, there are people who have had faced extreme disciplinary actions and potentially worse.
There's the mouth. Pierced lipped Lou. Lippy Lou. Extreme. What did he say? Extreme disciplinary actions and something worse. And possibly something worse. What? Like a tickle fight? That would suck. I would hate to be tied up and be tickled. Do not do that to me, Lou. No tickling. Seriously, that would hurt. That would be worse than the fingernail removal. Speaking of what Lou just said, I gotta play this clip. You're gonna hate it. Another UFO guy who was supposed to testify died of an overdose. Matthew Sullivan, who was only 39 years old and was a Bronze Star Air Force intelligence officer and a colleague of David Grush. He died of an accidental overdose weeks before he was supposed to testify on government UFO secrets. What they do is he comes home, they tie him up, they shoot him up. Oops, a little too much. I guess he was addicted to whatever. Yeah. He had an accidental overdose. He was a heroin addict or something.
Caslin vanished.
He was
An
addicted
unidentified
to
female
pills.
caller speaks to the officer investigating his disappearance.
Hold on a second. What the hell's going on? Do you hear that?
Is he wasn't his usual self. He was kind of spacey and quiet.
Does he carry like a...
39-year-old Matthew Sullivan. He died of an accidental drug overdose in 2024, just weeks before he was scheduled to be interviewed by lawmakers about UFOs.
Wait a minute. When did David Grush testify? In 23? Hold on. 23? I got to make sure. I think it was 23, right? In January? Yeah, July 26, 2023. And this guy was supposed to go after Grush. Got it. But David Grush, he made it. He's okay. He's fine, or is he? No.
Sullivan was reportedly a colleague of David Grush. Grush is the former Air Force intelligence officer turned whistleblower, and Grush claims the U.S. government has a top-secret program working to reverse engineer spacecraft of non-human origin.
And yet, there he is, walking around. He's okay, because he was given this script. Remember, he had the talk. They told him what he can and cannot say. He got permission. He's not a whistleblower. He's a storyteller. This is what hurts me. This is what pains me. This is what is so hard for all of us to believe. That the government would go through all of this. For what? Let me tell you something. 9/11 was allowed to happen, whether you believe that or not. It was allowed. The evidence proves it. If they're willing to kill us, 2,756 souls, whatever it is, American innocent civilians, to hide possibly $2 trillion that went missing at the time Building 7 came down. We'll talk about it in September. If they're willing to kill 3,000 people, they're willing to do one-off one off here, one off there. They're willing to take us out systematically, but not really. Not like a Terminator. Terminator does it systematically. The government acts like, oh, it was an accident. Guy OD'd, he had a drug problem. He had a lot of PTSD, couldn't handle it. Bullshit. 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 Why was David Grush allowed to live and that guy wasn't? I don't know. Maybe he didn't die. Maybe all of these people who supposedly died didn't die. Maybe they just, went to the interdimensional beings home. Anna Paluna Lunatic said there will be another UFO file drop in the next week and been told these are interdimensional. Did I play
in the
this?
next, I think, week or so, there's going to be another
think
tranche
I
of
did.
documents, or footage. But it's one of those things that we won't tell you what to believe. You can look at it and review it for yourself. I think a lot of people realize, maybe we're not the only thing on this planet, but I don't like to speculate other than, our witnesses have told us some very interesting things. They don't use the word extraterrestrial, they use interdimensional, and then look for the stuff for yourself and make your own conclusion.
I know. I can talk about this all. I could talk about this all day. Let's take a look at Brandon Fugel's alleged. Now, we've seen Brandon Fugel show us balloons in the past. That's when he found out who I was. That's when he found out other things about his ex or his wife. Probably wasn't happy to hear that, but what are you going to do? She'll deny it. The team over at Skinwalker Cache obtains new compelling data as they investigate a mysterious magnetic anomaly and more on the secret of Skinwalker Cache. Let's take a look at this video here. Let's see if what do you think this is?
They're going to hit the mesa. They're going to hit the mesa. Bring them home. They're going to hit the mesa. These drones were on a pre-programmed flight.
Look at those drones now. Look at the drones. What color? I just wanted to show you this. What does this look like to you? At night, this would look like the red orbs. No flashing lights, just red, bright red. This is them showing us the truth without knowing
which was supposed to go directly over the triangle. So what the heck could be causing the drones to veer so far off course and almost fly directly into the mesa?
So I have a DJI drone, and you can program the drone to fly to 6 different points. So I program it, I tell it where I want to go on the map, and the drone will go there, right? And how long I want it to stay there, rotate, take pictures. You can program it to do whatever you want. So that's what they're doing here. They program the drones to fly around the terrain here, and they go off course. Now, I've been flying a drone since 2019. I'm very good at it. Even now, I still make a mistake here or there. All they did was not program it correctly, and they think that the mountain is pulling it in, trying to crash our drones, right? This is the dumbest show on UFOs. Skinwalker Cache should be off the air. It is absolutely stupid. You see, 99% of you don't know that about drones. I bet you didn't know you could do all that stuff, right? Well, that's what they're banking on, guys.
Got 2 of them coming back. 2, 3, 1.
Look, those 2 are stuck. There it goes. There we go. Then I got it. This is Skinwalker Ranch after all, and we've seen drones fall out of the sky here.
From stupid ass faces like you. God, I can't stand them. All right, we're going to look at some UFOs. These are pretty good. Some of them aren't. Like, we'll start with this one. Okay? I'll just play it. I won't say anything, and then we'll talk. This is this girl. I can't remember the name of these people. What is this? Myra Moore. Yeah, she's pretty good at this, but you know, she believes too much. Don't blame her. Don't shoot the messenger.
Meteorites are now being seen in other countries. The following footage
That's
comes
not
from
a
a woman by the name
meteorite.
of Canali out of France around June 19th, 2026. When she was out in the pasture of her home, she saw this massive meteorite coming down. But the thing is, you can see an object, and she has no idea where it landed, but she captured its entry all on video. Take a look at this footage, comment below, let us know what you think.
You just showed it to us. So obviously it's some sort of man-made object, and this is the plume coming out of the sides of its propulsion system. Nothing big. Not a meteor. I hate that shit. All right, I got enough of that. Gonna kill myself before the end of the night. Yeah, we got some more. We got some more orbs. There we go. Tonight's the orb night. Everything is an orb now. Everything, guys. So looking out this guy's window, he says this is a very large sphere. By the way, this is Mexico. So right there, you lose 50% of reality. Looking out of his window, this guy sees a very large sphere over the crest of the landscape. Not only does he capture a perfect sphere, he captures much, much more. Y'all take a look now, you hear? In 5, 4, I said 3. There's 2, a goo.
Está soltando algo.
Okay, you see that little sparkling stuff on the bottom? That is a ribbon-like rope, let's just say. It was probably a balloon tied to other stuff, and the ribbon is turning and reflecting the light off of the sun, and that's why it's lighting up the way it is. Believe me, I've done many balloon tests with and without strings. This happens with strings, of all things, too.
La volvieron. Está soltando algo.
And the reason you see it like lighting up closest to the object here, because this is where the ribbon doesn't turn as much because it's right up against the balloon. But down here, it'll sparkle a lot more. So it doesn't have a lot of room to move up there because it's tightly wound. You know, it's tighter at the top. But the further down you go, the more free it gets. It's just physics. I don't know why. Is this playing? Yeah, it's still playing. See what I mean? Oh, God, I hate this video. I mean, you could tell that's a string or a ribbon. I call it a ribbon because it looks like a ribbon. So No UFO, folks. Sorry. That's a balloon, my peeps. This is what they do in Mexico. In Mexico, they're so gullible because of the lower IQ that they believe anything because they're very much into the spiritual world. What do we got here? Pentagon releases new declassified UFO file. So I don't know if we saw this one, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. I don't think I skipped over it, but people are just going nuts over this one. I don't know what it is. To me, I think it's a balloon, but I don't know. It's really cool. It's a good one. Okay. See, on my phone, I don't get to see the detail, but I am noticing what looks to be something coming off the bottom is peeking out underneath this orb, as I now think it's a balloon. And it may be some sort of device that's hanging down and it's just showing itself. And the funny thing is, it's showing on the right side because the balloon is going from right to left. So wouldn't it be natural for whatever's hanging underneath to peek out of the right side? That's called physics. And I saw something peek out a few times from here. I'm telling you, it's a balloon. Funny how it doesn't peek out on the other side. I'll try to stop it if I see it again. Pretty bad, huh? Anyway, thought we'd go over that, show you that. This is what people are losing their minds over. I should have showed you what they were saying. Oh, this is disclosure. Drip, drip, no more. I'm going to show you something here. I almost didn't see this for some reason. So, this just in. This is a 4.5 minutes. Dr. Heather Lynn, okay, she is saying the Anunnaki were breeding with humans. Listen to this. They had eugenics, and it was very selective. The Anunnaki were not aliens who genetically engineered humans as slaves for gold mining. They were advanced humans known as the Shining Ones from a breakaway civilization that survived a cataclysm and brought knowledge to early Mesopotamia. Isn't that beautiful? So beautiful in every single way. They like to frame it as such a beautiful species. So beautiful. Where are they if they're that great? Why'd they leave? They're so great that a cataclysmic event wiped them out? Give me a break.
They were also called the Shining Ones. So were they shining? Because now this comes to your point, a very good point about how do we know? Like when you translate something, it's like if I were to say, Danny's so cool, and I wrote that down, and later they're like, well, clearly Danny's body temperature has to be, fairly low in comparison to. It's like you don't even know what I'm saying,
Yep.
So we have so many problems with translation or interpretation. So that's just an element of doubt right there. But if you do look at what seemed to be going on, you have these individuals. They come over. They're called the Shining Ones. Some people have said it's because they were like Gnostic, because they were serpent-like. Because they had, all these features, they were very smart. Some people said it's because they mastered metallurgy already. So, it could very well be if you were a person who lived and you were, used to your semi-settled hunter-gathering lifestyle, and you saw a caravan of individuals who looked different, like nobody you've ever seen before, and they're wearing perhaps something shiny. You might just stop and go, wow. Now, what do we know from history, like really, when that happens? Okay, colonization. It never ends well for those like people that the people kind of meet. And I know that's,
Right.
people are tired of hearing about like
Right.
colonizers and stuff, and I get it. But this is like a legit thing that happens, and we
Sure.
can't deny that if somebody comes in and they're like a little more powerful or have an advantage, they're going to be like, hey, why don't you work for me?
Yep.
Oh. So we're going to try to make contact with a more intelligent species than us when history shows time and time again that they either enslave the lesser species or annihilate them. What do you think an interdimensional being would do to us? I am sure as I sit here, there's one right next to me. It could be sitting in my chair for all I know. We're sharing the space in different times, maybe. What do you think they'll do? They're just going to leave us be the same way we leave. Well, we're human. We're evil. That's why, according to the Bible, the Bible, there had to be a man or a God that will absolve us of our sins because we're so evil that we need something to clear our conscience. Yeah, that's good. Isn't that nice? This is why every Sunday, Christians go to church. They say their Hail Marys and Our Fathers and everything else, and they think they can go ahead and start beating their family again or stealing from the neighbor. Because on Sunday, they start over. It's a real nice. And we all know they're hypocrites, most of them, right? That's why nobody likes religion. We see the true you. We know how evil we are. Would it surprise you if an interdimensional being was interacting with us, just waiting for the right time to snap their fingers and get rid of us?
That's what ends up happening. And that's why I think that the Sumerian, like understanding that point of our history and the Sumerians is probably the single most important thing we should be looking at historically. Sounds like an overstatement, but it's like, hear me out, because this is the part where it all begins. It all begins there, that we know, of course, and it all begins as in civilization, economic influence, and control, and the priest class. So if you are a group of people and you see these other people and you're like, you know, we want this land, we're going to make this land ours. Well, you know, but these are good worker people. So what can we do? Well, you can't communicate, but you can intimidate. You can kind of cargo cult them. Like, look, we know magic. We know about, and in fact, we're going to plant this here and watch it grow. And they can start now having that, what we see always with these cultures, like, you do what I say because there's an eclipse coming, guys. You don't want anything bad to happen. So it's that power. But then in order to do that, though, you have to have a mediator. And that mediator is the priest class. That is the class of individuals who can read and write and communicate. And they go in between the two. And that's important because you don't want to go in like, you know, these people are going to take over and you say, look at these lovely hunter-gatherer types. I think we'll train them and make them part. No, you'd say, okay, knowledge is power. We need to have an intermediary and we're going to subjugate them. And that's clearly what the Sumerian texts even say. They said they were enslaved. They said they weren't treated well. And when you see the accounts of these gods, I mean, it's not like you'd want to have a what would Jesus do bracelet of these gods in the ancient days, right? You know, what would Zeus do? I mean, because the answer's not great. He's going to be raping and eating people. It's just really ugly. And so that's what they were tending to do, though, very human-like things. Then we get the very beginnings of ideas of worship. And the word of it actually meant to work for. So if you remove some of the context, and this is why I think it's so important to push back even further than, say, the ancient Greeks or the ancient Egyptians or anything, is to say, where were some of the seeds of this civilization here? And what they were doing was they have actual recipes. I mean, like books of how to prepare your sacrifice. The gods didn't want them boiled. They wanted them roasted over an open flame. They liked the smell of it. It made them kind of come to it. They had a whole set of guidelines of who could breed with whom. So the idea of like, did the Anunnaki, manipulate the human genome? And yeah, they did. They very much did. Did they do it with like Mr. Wizard's World style beakers and things? No, they didn't. They did it through good old fashioned animal husbandry. They had eugenics back then and told us who we could breed with and who we couldn't.
She was good. Yeah, I didn't expect it to be that good. She was good. Makes sense. Makes sense. They played the long game, man. That's it. All right, I'm going to show you this a cool video here. I told you I was going to play it. And it's nothing you would think. It has nothing to do with UFOs or aliens or anything of the sort. This is the strangest lightning on Earth. Yeah, it's a little longer. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm just going to play a few minutes. But it is really cool. I've seen lightning, my whole life. We all have. But some of the stuff here is amazing. And then we're going to head out of here. So appreciate you guys hanging. Thanks for everything.
Boom. Got that one.
That's a real lightning strike.
Witnessing a blast of lightning never gets old.
Boom! Holy moly!
The beauty of it, the power of it,
Got the tree.
and the bizarre nature of it. In 1994, I captured my first strike on film and have been hooked on capturing its wonders ever since. From the tiniest sparks to the grandest of bolts. From the most common cloud flashes to the weirdest of the weird.
Oh my God.
Every chase can be a reminder that the sky is still filled with surprises.
Ghost! Holy moly!
30 years of hunting lightning, these are my greatest, most amazing, and strangest lightning events I've caught on camera.
When hunting lightning, I'm always looking for that rare opportunity to catch a sweet close strike. Ideally without windshield wipers.
But to get that close shot, I often have to drive into a deadly barrage of bolts.
Wow. It's just non-stop. Don't hit the car.
Fortunately, most vehicles offer substantial protection from lightning strikes. For best...
Oh, by the way, this guy has been recording for 30-something years. Not once has he ever seen a UFO in a storm. Just saying. Just saying.
Results, get inside it.
Wait, hey!
It's not because of the rubber tires, but because of the metal exterior conducting the powerful lightning current around the outside of the vehicle.
What's she doing? Uh-oh, she's going in.
This 8-foot-tall Tesla coil at the University of Kansas can generate 1.2 million volts, more than enough to kill you. Yet the thin wire mesh surrounding this Faraday cage protects you, conducting the current around the outside of the cage, and none passes inside. You can even safely touch the thin mesh on the inside.
That's cool.
Based on this Faraday cage principle, a typical car largely protects a person inside from powerful current. But there are no guarantees current won't find a way inside, as a car, with all its wiring and gaps, is not a perfect Faraday cage. Protecting your eardrums from a concussion of point-blank thunder is a whole other dilemma.
Wow.
Capturing lightning up close in photos and video can reveal its strange components, like failed upward leaders reaching toward the flash. Or when the luminosity of the main channel breaks up into fiery beads. A phenomenon known as bead lightning.
See
Most
that a lot in
ground
Arizona.
strikes grow down from the storm toward the ground. But a tiny percentage reach up from the ground, or tall objects, toward the storm. These are some of my most cherished captures.
Wow. Look at that.
In this wild event, one ground strike grows downward and another 6 bolts grow upward. Let's watch that again.
That's unbelievable.
In this freak show, several can be seen growing upward, then one downward, then another batch growing upward.
And it's not time lapse.
Let's watch that again.
Dude, it's crazy.
This next event is probably the second weirdest capture in my portfolio.
Whoa.
Over a dozen bolts leaping upward from wind turbines into the storm. In 2022, NHK in Japan asked me if I could capture a blue jet for a TV show. I said, of course. Truth was, I'd never seen a blue jet. Blue jets are exceptionally rare jets of sapphire light rocketing out the tops of thunderstorms high into the upper atmosphere, and extremely difficult to capture without a space station. After scouring dozens of cases of jets in scientific journals, Paul Smith and I forecasted conditions we thought were perfect for jets. I drove out to West Texas, set up some tripods, and 5 minutes later, this happened.
5 minutes. That's all he had to wait.
Oh my
Dude.
God. Holy shit.
That's
Holy
unbelievable.
I just got a jet. I gotta call Paul.
Blue jets belong to a group of colorful discharges occurring above thunderstorms called transient luminous events, or TLEs. But before we explore other TLEs, we should visit mega flashes.
Wow.
Some bolts don't strike down or up, but largely propagate sideways. Horizontally extensive flashes often extend tens of kilometers in length.
All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to put the link to that in the show description so you can watch it. I'll put it in when the outro is playing. But I do want to thank everybody for hanging out tonight, and we'll be back tomorrow, and we'll do it all over again. And I appreciate the moderators, super chatters, newcomers, veterans. Yeah, thanks for hanging out in the chat, making it worthy and fun. And, before we go, I always like to give you guys a little bit of advice to help ufology. If you ain't looking up, that's right, you ain't looking out for ufology. You got to be looking up, I say. Always and forever. You understand? No? All right. All right. We'll see you guys on the next one. Hope you have a great day. Why does this happen? I'm trying to get out. All right, we'll see you guys. Peace. Alien bless.
Your leaders hid the signals deep, buried truth beneath the screens, private meetings underground, while our ships observed your towns. You call legends fantasy, while we mount your history. Every war and every throne, every fear already known. We watched, you obeyed. First contact, now exposed. Every system overloads. You were never left alone. This was planned before your bones. First contact, skies collapse. Human laws no longer last. What was given can be stripped. Civilizations can erase.